in solar system, it's a huge system with the main being the sun in the main central part, and there are various other planets and etc., dwarf planets, moons, etc., which is part of the solar system. So it's a huge system comprising of mainly the sun as the huge star in the middle of this system. And you can see that point, that over there, that is the point of the earth. So it is just a minuscule thing. It is a very mini minuscule thing in among the whole this solar system. Now this is a brief about the solar system. As I have said, that the sun is the main object in the solar system, the main star in the solar system, main energy, main power of the solar system, and surrounding which the other planets, the other celestial bodies, they revolve. So as you can see that there are various planets, and also as seen in this picture, there are also other dwarf planets. There are various asteroids. You can see the asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars. So what are asteroids? They are rocky objects. Asteroids are rocky objects. Maybe these may occur, or these have occurred due to what? Due to various collision between the various planets, or collision between the various stars. So it can occur in multiple number of ways. We will see what are the various ways. So these are various fragments of rocks which are also revolving around the sun. So this is about the brief of the solar system. What are those things in the solar system? Now, this is various in gist about what we find in the solar system. So as you can see over here, we have a main star, one star, that is the sun is the main star. Then we have the various planets. We have 8 planets. Previously, Pluto was also thought to be as a planet, but now it has been shifted to as a dwarf planet. So we have various dwarf planets. We have various moons. So what are moons? So these are the objects which are revolving around the planets. So these are just like our moon is revolving around Earth. So similarly, there are various other moons which revolves around the respective planets. So there are various meteoroids, there are various comets. So this constitutes of the solar system. And the solar system, it is located within the Milky Way galaxies. There are various galaxies in our universe, most of which are unknown to us. So this solar system is part of the Milky Way, and it is located around 12,000 light years. You can see the various other features of the solar system. Next, what we see is some large scale features of the solar system. One of the most important feature is that its majority of its mass, much of the mass of the solar system is found in the center. How? Because most of the energy, most of the material, most of the density, it occurs within in the sun only. Because in comparison to the sun, the other planets, the other comets, the other meteorites, the other moons, etc., everything is very small in compared to the sun. So the mass of the sun is the maximum. Because it is maximum, that is why it has a gravitational pull. And because it has a gravitational pull, that is why what happens, the other planets, they revolve around the sun in their own orbit. Because of the huge mass of the sun helps to attract these things, these various planets, and because of its gravitational pull, they remain in their orbits and they revolve around the sun. Next, what are the features? The next feature is the various planets based upon how much distant they are from the sun, and also upon their mass, that is their weight, it decides their periods of revolution. So in this picture over here, you can see the Earth has 6 times. Similarly, Mars has the kind of Jupiter. Jupiter has 12 years. So there are various these things, various these planets. They are having their own number of years. So whereas the Earth can complete its revolution in 1 year, Saturn can complete that in 30 years. So it is based upon what? Based upon how much distance it is to the Sun. So you just think of an imaginary circle. So a person who is rotating around the center of the circle, so that person will have that person will rotate the circle in a very short time. But a person who is at a distance from the circle, that will take more time to complete the circumference of the circle. So similarly, if it is at a more distant place, so the time taken for the revolution or circumferencing the sun will be much more. Next, another thing is what? So all planets are located at regular intervals from the sun. So as you can see from this picture over here, for example, Jupiter, the large one is Jupiter. So Jupiter is not in the way of Mars, or Saturn is not in the way of Neptune. Each and every one of them has got a regular interval. They are located at a regular interval. It is not a haphazard interval like you are seeing over here. It is not a haphazard interval. You can see a systematic interval between the various planets. There is a systematic interval. It is not haphazard. That the distance between Earth and Mars is less, while that between Jupiter or Saturn is more. It is not like that. Picture it carefully. All of them have got equal interval from the sun, and they do not come in each other's way. Next small scale feature is that most of the planet, they rotates going through the various planets, that is their that is the axial plane. So, as you are seeing over here, although the various planets, you must be have learned about this, that there are two movements. One is rotation and one is revolution. So, revolution. It is moving around the sun, but rotation, when it moves along its own axis, that is called rotation. So, as you are seeing over here, the axis is not same for all. So for the Earth, it is 23 degree. It is tilted at an angle of 23 degree. For the Mars, it is tilted at an angle of 25 degree. Whereas see Uranus is tilted by 98 degree. That is, it is almost horizontally tilted, whereas Mercury is not tilted. See, Mercury is 0 degree tilted. That means it is rotating, but it is not tilting and rotating. It is rotating straight on its axis. But as you move away from the sun, you see that they are tilting tilting according to certain degrees. So that is the one of the small scale feature, that is rotating around this axis. Next is, as you are seeing, that every planet has its own density. So no two planets have the same density. What is density? Density is defined as the how much mass the particular object has. Now, for example, to understand density, like you can, like for the example of paper, and again, like I had given the same example the previous class, paper and, for example, iron ball. Now, iron ball will have more density because it will have more mass. How more mass? Because it will have more iron, more atoms, more molecules. Because it will have more molecules, more atoms, more matters. That is why it will be more dense. So over here, high densities. What are the terrestrial planets? The terrestrial planets are Earth, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. These are the four terrestrial planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. The four terrestrial planets. So these terrestrial planets have got very high density. But at the same time, their atmosphere is quite thin. Atmosphere, why atmosphere is thin? Because over here there is thin or no atmosphere. Why? Because there are various kinds of gravitational attraction. We find gravitational pull, gravitational attraction of the sun. Because of gravitational attraction, so what happens? Thin or no atmosphere. So, like for example, in Earth, Earth we don't have no atmosphere. We do have atmosphere, but it is not a very thick atmosphere in Earth. We have thin atmosphere, and that too, like I had explained in the previous lecture, most of the atmosphere or the most of the particulate matters, dust, etc., they are found 70 to 80% of them are found within 14 kilometers, that is within troposphere. So we don't have a very thick atmosphere, we have thin atmosphere. Not only we, but these terrestrial planets, so Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, they have got thin atmosphere, and sometimes they don't have any atmosphere. It rotates slowly. It is not that it is rotating very fast. Supposing, for example, Earth, we don't even recognize that it is rotating. So it is rotating very slowly. It is not very fast that within one day it is rotating. It is not. It doesn't happen that way. There are various kinds of rocky materials like you are seeing, and also various kinds of gases. Now we have the Jovian worlds. So, what are the Jovian worlds? Jovian worlds are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So, these are the four Jovian worlds. Previous slide I had told you about the terrestrial planets. These are the Jovian world planet. Now, over here, the density is low. Observation over here, the size of these planets. Now, the size Jovian world planets are very big compared to Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. So when the size increases, density decreases. Try to remember what I had told in the previous class about continental crust and oceanic crust. Oceanic crust is thin. If you remember what I had said, oceanic crust is thin, but oceanic crust has more density than continental crust. Continental crust is thick, it is very thick continental crust, but it has got low density. Oceanic crust is thin, but it has got high density. So I had said that the continents, they float over the oceans. So similarly over here also, though you later on you can check the various sizes of the planets. So you can see that Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they are very big in size compared to the terrestrial planets. Since they are big, so their density is low. Then what happens? Quite the opposite. Their atmosphere is quite thick. It rotates rapidly. It also has many natural satellites or moons. Satellites, natural satellites are also called moons of that planet. For example, our Earth's satellite is the moon. Similarly, I had shown you in the third slide the way how many moons we have in our solar system. So these four Jovian worlds, because their size is more, so more satellites or more smaller moons can revolve around them because their size is more. So they have got more natural satellites, and their interiors are fluid, that is in molten state, and it is rich in all these things, and also they are ice rich. So we have various hypotheses regarding or various theories how our solar system has origin. But today I will be dealing with only two of them. So the first one is nebular hypothesis. So what is this nebular hypothesis was given by Laplace, Kant. They were the main people who had given this nebular hypothesis. So what is this nebular hypothesis? So according to nebular hypothesis, it was thought that there was a very large cloud, and it was called the supernova. And this you can see topmost picture, the red picture, which is written as A. See that picture. So according to this hypothesis, there was a Earlier, according to this hypothesis, there was no solar system, there was no sun, there were no planets, nothing was there. What was there? There were various kinds of gases, or various kinds of dust, or various kinds of rock particles. So these things, they were rotating. It was a huge, so this was called a nebula. Nebular hypothesis. So this was a nebula. So nebula was what? Nebula was a huge mass of cloud, of gas, of dust, of various particles, etc. So while it was rotating, you can see that it is rotating. The arrows are given, so it is rotating. So while it was rotating, so what happened when it was rotates? So like for example, take for example in your houses. Supposing you have a very hot cup of tea or coffee. So what you do to cool it down? You shake it. So when you shake, so what happens? The molecules are disturbed, the atoms are disturbed, so it cools down. Temperature decreases. Similarly, when this cloud was rotating, of its rotation, so what happened? It sort of started cooling down. When it started cooling down, then what happened? Then when you try to, like I had given you the example of, take a bucket of water and take certain materials within that bucket of water. And when you rotate that, then what would happen? Rotate the water inside very fast. And you will see that more materials, the heavier materials, uh, will remain or will stabilize itself towards the center. Similarly, when the supernova was rotating, then what happened? Then more matter in the started settling in the center part of the supernova. And then what happened? There were condensation of these various. Why condensation occurs? Obviously, whenever there is cooling, there will be condensation. So when there was condensation was occurring, when cooling was occurring, then what happened? Then these dust particles, these gases, these dust particles, they also started to cool down slowly. When they started to cool down, then similarly when this dust, this gas, they started cooling down, they started taking a particular shape. And because there were more mass in the central part, so this mass which was in the central part, this formed the sun. And next, what happened? There was this, as the other materials also started cooling down, when those materials started cooling down, then they the protosun and the other planets. What is a protosun? Protosun means then the sun wasn't yet formed. It was in the forming stage, and when there were the central part, because of its mass, high density, it became as the sun. It became the sun. But there were other matters also, other particulate matters also surrounding, which were also getting cooled, which were also getting condensed, which were revolving, rotating around this thing. So they also started cooling down. And while they started cooling down, they aggregated themselves and they formed because of aggregation. Because when one particle hit the other particle, then a huge particle was formed. So when these rocks started hitting the other rocks, so they aggregated themselves and slowly they formed the various planets. So this was the nebular hypothesis. According to the encounter hypothesis, which was given by Chamberlain and Moulton, according to them, there were two. That time we did not have the various planets. What we had, there was the sun and there was another star, which was, but its size was much more smaller than sun. Because of the encounter or hitting of sun with the star, what happened? Because the sun hit the star. I had given you the example of two cars hitting each other. When two cars hit each other, then what happened? A lot of uh, this thing, glasses and other particles, they are shattered down, and that is the product of both of cars. Similarly, because of the sun hitting the star, another star, There were various small particles were generated because of this accident. You can see the picture over here. There various kinds of small particles were generated. Now these particles, these rock particles, slowly they accredited with each other. Because of accreditation, because each accredited with another, so what happened slowly, instead of so many huge number of particles, rock particles, what happened? Eight other particles or nine other particles were formed, which became the bigger planets. But there were other smaller particles. These smaller particles took its shape as the various moons, as the dwarf planets, etc. So, in short, in encounter hypothesis, we did not have the various planets. What we had, there was the sun and there was another star which was the sun, but its size was much more smaller than sun. Because of the encounter or hitting of sun with the star, what happened? Because the sun hit the star. I had given you the example of two cars hitting each other. When two cars hit each other, then what happened? A lot of uh, this thing, glasses and other particles, they are shattered down, and that is the product of both of the cars. Similarly, because of the sun hitting the star, another star, there were various small particles were generated because of this accident. You can see the picture over here. There various kinds of small particles were generated. Now these particles, these rock particles, slowly they accredited with each other. Because of accreditation, because each accredited with another, so what happened slowly, instead of so many huge number of particles, rock particles, what happened? Eight other particles or nine other particles were formed, which became the bigger planets. But there were other smaller particles also. These smaller particles, took its other celestial bodies were formed, and next we have the protoplanet theory, which is almost similar to the nebular hypothesis given by Macria. Now, according to this, a rotating cloud of dust, and this rotating cloud of dust, slowly it started to collapse. Instead of going on rotating like the nebula, where it was going on rotating and condensing, but over here, what happened? This rotating cloud, it started to collapse. When it started to collapse, then what happened? Certain dust, some dust particles, some rock particles, which were in center of much more high density, they took the shape of the biggest ball, and this biggest ball in the form of sun. Now, slowly the other particles also started to collapse. So when the other part of this cloud, of this dust cloud started to collapse, so when the in the middle, when it started to collapse, in the middle thing became the sun. When the surrounding part of the cloud also began to collapse, then they took the shape of the various rock particles. Now, these various rock particles, again, the same kind of accreditation, they accredited with itself, with each other, and then when they accredited with each other, then what happened? It took the shape of various other celestial bodies. In the nebular hypothesis, the nebula is a rotating mass of dust particles and gas which was going on rotating and condensing. In the protoplanet theory, what happens? There was a cloud of dust, and this dust started to collapse. When it started to collapse, then there were these residual matters. There were very residual matters from that. Some residue came sun, some other residues became the various planets. Some other smaller residues became the various dwarf planets, etc. So, in this scheme, because of all these things, we have six principal planets, and we also have three lesser planets. But as of now, Pluto was considered to be a planet, but as of now, we don't consider Pluto to be a planet. We consider that to be a dwarf planet. So this was in short about this theory about the solar system